What is going on, guys? Jacob Bell here with a very important message. I am now on Patreon. If you guys don't know what Patreon is, basically it's a website where you can become a donor to content creators so that they can continue to create content for you guys. The link to my Patreon is in the description down below, and even if you can't donate, please share it to your Facebook and Twitter pages so that maybe someone else can. Thank you guys so much, and hopefully you'll be clicking on that link down below. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Phoenix International Raceway, or I guess the newly renamed ISM Raceway here in Avondale, Phoenix. Guys, it's going to be a great race. We're here with the Old Bastards Racing League, and we are live in the Xfinity Series for the DC Solar 200. I am joined by Hunter Sleppy. Who else would I rather be joined with on a beautiful Saturday morning? Hunter, how you doing?
Doing very, very great.
Yeah, and we got a very exciting race set up for everyone here tonight, and a couple exciting things I want to let you guys know. We are also giving away entries into a contest for NASCAR Heat 2. Brand new copy. You guys can earn it today here by watching this broadcast. Couple rules. Here they go. Basically, what you're going to do on lap 1 of today's race, you're going to comment your YouTube username down below. When you comment your YouTube username only on lap 1, that gets you 1 ticket into the raffle. On lap 60 of the race today, do the same thing. You're going to comment your username in the chat down below only on lap 60. That gets you another ticket into the raffle. And then on lap 120, the end of the race, comment your YouTube username in the chat down below, and that'll get you your third and final ticket. So that's a little bit of how it's going to work. Now let's go ahead and meet your starting lineup here for the race, because it's going to be quite exciting as they're rolling off here. We might not have enough time to get through everybody. But row 1, we got Jimmy Todd and Kent Connolly start in first and second. Starting third is going to be Paul House, fourth Brian Glass, fifth Joel Kilburn, sixth Steve Thompson, starting seventh tonight Eddie Jones, eighth Matthew Gibbs, and then ninth is where you're going to find Mike Schrader and Raymond Castillo. I'll just go through the rest of the field just on picture only, because we will not have enough time to get through everybody here, but it should be an exciting race. 120 laps scheduled at Phoenix, and as you see, I think only 16 drivers actually took time. 23 are in the field tonight, guys. Don't forget, lap number 1 is when you enter your username down below. Hunter Sleppy, they are coming off of turn number 4, and they're ready to get the green flag. Jimmy Todd leads them down. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing at Phoenix. Remember, guys, right now is your time. Enter your YouTube username down below for 1 ticket into the raffle. You see Jimmy Todd able to hold on to the first spot. Hunter has to head through the back straightaway.
So that they go to turn number 3. Todd in control. Going through 3.
On the exit of turn 4, looks like we got a caution out. So remember, guys, right now is your chance to enter, as it actually is just wrapped up. I'm looking in the chat down below, guys, and not entirely sure who our caution was actually, so we're gonna have to just send it back up front. We got Hanky Pink and NASCAR Guy in on the contest. I'm waiting to see if we got anyone else with a ticket entry. Jimmy Strickland also in on a ticket entry there. And it looks like that's it. So we got NASCAR Guy, Hanky Pink, and Jimmy Strickland. Let me go ahead and write that down, Hunter, but we're under our first caution of the day here early on lap number 2.
Yeah, very, very early caution. Not real sure what the cause of it was, but I don't think we have any good angle of it.
Yeah, no good angles, and plus I don't think it was a big crash. It actually took out a lot of people anyways. So, nonetheless, though, under our caution, but we also had our very first ticket entry opportunity for a lot of these guys. We saw Jimmy Strickland, Hanky Pank 001, and NASCAR Guy get in on it. So you guys officially have 1 raffle ticket now entered into it. We will be doing this over today's broadcast, possibly tomorrow morning's broadcast, and then additionally on our broadcast on Monday night. So those 3 broadcasts over the next 3 days is how you guys can earn tickets, and it's going to be the same format. First lap, halfway through, and the last lap. So if you guys want to have the best shot at winning this brand new copy of NASCAR Heat 2, make sure you guys are following along and definitely entering your usernames down below on those appropriate laps. But Jimmy Todd up front in the number 20. I haven't talked about him too much this season, but running second, Kent Connolly. He has been one of the guys we focus on quite a bit this season. And we see a comment, why is there a 135 car and how? To answer your question, I think Old Bastards Racing League, what they do is all the rookie drivers making their first few starts, they make them run a number 100. So instead of rookie stripes, they're going to be in the 100 numbers. So that is how they do that, as I think we're getting double followed up. And Wyatt Ritter, oh man, you're a little too late. We were supposed to do it on lap 1, lap 60. But if you follow along, you can definitely enter in on lap number 60, and I'll remind you guys too. So definitely make sure you guys are paying attention for that. But Hunter, we're getting set for a restart.
Yes, we are getting set for the restart. Maybe things will get a little bit calm. Hopefully we don't have another yellow. Get a little nice green flag running. And, yeah.
Well, yeah, you're going to have Jimmy Todd actually bringing the field down as your leader here on the restart. Then starting second, you got Kent Connolly in the number 12. Starting third, Paul House. Fourth is going to be Brian Glass. And then rounding out your top 5 in the 40, Coors Light Chevrolet, is Joel Kilburn with a very, very cool paint scheme. Throwback to Sterling Martin. The name was slipping me for a little bit. Here we go, the pace car is pulling in. Jimmy Todd has the field in hand once again.
Green flag.
And it looks like the green flag is out. You heard it there from Jimmy Todd's spotter. And he crosses the stripe just a nose ahead of Kent Connolly. Matter of fact, it might have been dead even. Connolly might have even had the advantage as they head down into turns 1 and 2.
Looks like Todd or Connolly ran the corner a little bit wide, actually.
Yeah, Connolly definitely slid up in that number 12 car. He was up against the outside wall there for a couple seconds. I'm not quite sure what was going on there with the 12. But nonetheless, it's going to cost him first position. Hunter, your mic's kind of iffy right now. But Jimmy Todd's going to be able to pass him back low on the low line. And Jimmy Todd continues to run first. Second is going to be Kent Connolly in the 12. And then third, you got Brian Glass with Steve Thompson running fourth right now. Nice and orderly, single file like you were kind of predicting there for a little bit. You would see it go. And looks like they're living up to that expectation right now. As you see him exit a turn 2 right there. Sorry, turn 4 rather. And looks like you got a battle going on right behind Steve Thompson. It's actually Brian Glass and Paul House in the 14 car. Looks like House is going to actually win that battle and take over the 4th position. Right now, Steve Thompson moves in the 3rd. It's Kent Connolly trying to hunt down your leader, Jimmy Todd, in the 20 as they head down into turn 3.
Yeah, so far Todd and Connolly have been class that I feel as they're pulling away slowly from this group of cars.
Yeah, a lot of big-name drivers in the race today, and a lot of them up front. Specifically talking about Steve Thompson in the 67. That was your ARCA Series champion just a couple of weeks here live on Jake Bell Productions YouTube channel. Then you got Paul House, Joe Kilburn, a couple other big-name guys, Brian Glass. There you got Matthew Gibbs in the 96. Gibbs, one of the fastest drivers we've seen in this league among all their 3 series, and he's currently running in the 7th spot as they exit turn number 4. Right behind him, also, you got Mike Schrader in the 4, and then rounding out your top 10, how about Bruce Pearson in the 3? So that's how they run through your top 10 of the field as they enter turn number 1. And looks like we're putting lap number 9 up on the board relatively quickly here, and we got another caution
Yellow.
on the racetrack.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Not sure where, though.
Not sure where either just yet. I think it might have been Dan Ayer in the number 39. Yeah, it was. So let's see what happened with Dan Ayer in the 39 to bring out our caution flag. Remember, we rode along a little bit, me and Hunter did, with him during qualifying. It looks like it happened going down into turn number 1, though. And he's got the 95 of David Desjardins right on his back bumper. And I think he might have gotten a little help there. But we're going to have to see what happens here. Heading down into the corner. And I think, yeah, right there you see Desjardins gets a little bit into the left rear of Dan Ayer. And that's never going to help. And he goes spinning. Thinks he might have backed it up into the wall just a little bit. Yeah, he did. That's pretty significant contact on the left rear of that car. And that's actually going to bring out our second caution of the day. So tough break there for the 39 of Dan Ayer. But we are under the yellow flag. I wonder if the leaders are actually pitting. We're going to have to see if we can catch up with them. And yes, they are. Hunter coming down pit road. You got Jimmy Todd. You got the 12 of Kent Connolly, Steve Thompson. The whole field coming in pit road. So it's a busy place right now.
Oh, yeah. 2 tires, 4 tires, no tires. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Right now, actually looks like Raymond Castile actually stayed out there in the 4th seat. Right now, I'm probably taking 4 tires because I know what my car's got. I want to maybe make a little bit of adjustments on it and then go ahead and get back out there on 4 tires to make sure I got the same, the same wheels underneath me and not changing much on the tire side. So we're gonna have to see if anybody decides to go 2. As of right now, I think everybody's taking 4. You got all these guys left sides up. And, yeah, 4-tire pit stop for everybody. But how about that? Steve Thompson's actually going to take over second from Kent Connolly on the exit of pit road.
Thompson on the move.
Let's move Thompson into second. Jimmy Todd, though, hangs on to the lead. I wonder if Raymond Castile, because I saw him flying by in the 42 car. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he's a lap down here. I think he was actually a lap down, possibly, and getting a wave around. Looks like he also has some damage on that car, so he might have been involved in our first caution a little bit earlier on in the night. But Jimmy Todd, however, does continue to lead here. He has led every single lap, with the exception of a couple here. I think the only one he hasn't led, matter of fact, was the one Kent Connolly beat him to the stripe on the restart just a little bit. So, other than that, it's been all the 20 cars so far.
Yeah, and maybe, hopefully, we get a nice long green flag run here. Like I said the last time.
Yeah, I mean, we had eight or so laps in the most recent run, so not exactly like we had planned to. But yeah, I see a bunch of people in the chat. We see Grant Sim Racing, NASCAR Guy, Joey Geyser joining us, talking about the rookie stripes with the number 100s. What else? We got probation going on with Grant Sim Racing, I think. Some iRating questions. Wyatt Ritter was in here saying he didn't like flipping Monday. Wyatt, of course, one of our drivers in the JoyNAPS.com truck series that we broadcast Monday nights, and that's always a fun series, so make sure you guys check it out. They were at Kansas last Monday, and it was certainly a crazy race. I think Hunter was there with me, and they were at Daytona a couple weeks ago, and that was a lot of fun. But we're going to set the restart here, and Hunter, let's take us through our top couple of guys here when we get to the restart.
All right. Leader right now is Todd. Todd is doing well. Okay, there he is. Had a little bit of a lag issue, but yeah, so far Todd's been up front along with Conley. Thompson moving up to second after a round of pit stops after our second yellow. Completed about 12 laps of the scheduled 120 lap distance here at Phoenix. Maybe a long range flag run, like I've been saying for I don't know, maybe the fourth time. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, you got Kent Connolly restarting third. Joe Kilburn's going to restart fourth. Matthew Gibbs fifth, and sixth, Paul House. So that's your first 3 rows as we get set to go back to the green flag here in just a moment. Pace car is in. Jimmy Todd and Steve Thompson this time are your front two laying them down. Green flag is out, and Todd's on the gas hard. A Miller Lite Ford Mustang gets a pretty good advantage heading down into turn 1, but the Ride TV Toyota Camry doesn't want to let him get too far away, so Steve Thompson's gunning hard on the exit of turn 2, but he's got Kent Connolly downloaded here. Oh, look at that 14 of Paul House in the wall pretty hard back there. I think he just misjudged the corner, got a little too high on entrance, and he was all inside the outside wall. A lot of damage on that number 14 car, too, so we're going to have to keep an eye on Paul House, because that is definitely going to affect the handling and the speed on that machine. As Steve Thompson now handily moves into second spot, he'll take over that position solely. Fourth, Joe Kilburn, and rounding out your top 5, Matthew Gibbs up front, though. Everybody's chasing Jimmy Todd.
Yeah, Todd looking like he has a really nice car, at least for the short run.
And we're going to have to see how these long runs play out if we do happen to get a bunch of green flag laps, like you were saying. We're really going to have to pay attention and see how Todd's car will handle all the green flag runs and how everybody else will end up being speed-wise compared to him. As it looks like Kent Connolly's actually closing in on Steve Thompson for second.
Yeah, Connolly all over the bumper of Thompson's. Thompson's just slowly trying to get past Todd.
Yeah, and now they entered down into turn number 1, and you actually got a single file line for the most part throughout the top 10, and they're all kind of close together still, too. All the way back to, I think that's Mike Schrader. Yeah, Mike Schrader back there in the 4 car. Up front, though, still the same basic guys up front with Thompson, Jimmy Todd, Kent Connolly, and Joe Kilburn riding 4th. But I'll tell you what, you definitely are going to want to keep an eye on this guy back here running 5th, because it's not going to stay that way for long, I can promise you that. And that's Matthew Gibbs in the 96. It won't be too long until he's up front trying to contend for the lead and possibly contend for the win. He is a very, very, very fast driver. As you see there, his fastest lap's at 28.59. Compare it with Jimmy Todd's fastest lap, 28.43. So a little bit off there, but I can promise you it won't stay that way for too long, because now it looks like Steve Thompson's putting a little bit of a gap on Kent Connolly. However, I don't think he's caught Jimmy Todd too much. It looks like we got a battle back there for 4th. Matthew Gibbs is actually going to take that position away from Joe Kilburn through 1 and 2. to move Matthew Gibbs up into 4th and Joe Kilburn back to 5th.
It's not over yet.
You got Kilburn firing back hard on the inside of Matthew Gibbs. However, I think Gibbs just has a lot more momentum and possibly a lot more speed in that 96 car, so he's handily going to take that position on the exit of turn 4. And then up front, though, what that has really done is create a little bit of a gap between 4th and 3rd now as Kent Connolly's back on Steve Thompson's bumper, Hunter.
Yeah, Connolly taking the higher approach through the corners as Thompson's taking the lower approach. See it again here. See, Connolly goes just a little bit higher than Thompson through the corners. And that really allows him to close in on the bumper.
And then also keep an eye on Jimmy Todd there. You see Todd's actually running a pretty similar line to Kent Connolly there. Looks like he's also got his right side tires a little bit higher up on the track there, year leader number 20. But Matthew Gibbs looks like he's also reeling in this top 3, and he's catching up. Connolly was like right up against the outside wall there. Let's actually go ahead. Let's ride on board with the 12 car and see what he sees as he's going through the corners here at Phoenix. Like a little bobble there that time for Steve Thompson caused a little bit of a checkup between him and Kent Connolly. However, Steve Thompson continues to keep that advantage in the first 3, kind of breaking away from the rest of the field there, Hunter.
Yeah, it looked like if Connolly didn't have to check up, he might have gone in the wall. Then again, he might have had a chance around Thompson for the moment.
Yeah, he was starting to build up a lot of momentum in that 12 car. And then the check up there, the little bobble from Steve Thompson didn't help him at all. And he had to check up and lose a little bit of ground on him. However, I don't think it's affecting them too much when you compare them to the rest of the field because it has been all Jimmy Todd today. But right behind them, Steve Thompson, Kent Connolly, those two not going away easy. But the rest of the field, pretty big gap back to them. So let's go ahead. Let's take us through. Let's go through the top 10 really quick. See if we got any stories we want to talk about. I'll go ahead and start us off with first place Jimmy Todd, who has pretty much led the entire event in that number 20 car, starting on pole. Probably the fastest car out there today, but we're going to have to see if that will last here on the long green flag run.
Second place is Steve Thompson, started 6th and moved his way up to 2nd with the help of pit stop due to our most recent caution.
Yeah, that was the most recent yellow. Thompson actually moved up into that 2nd place position. But then you got 3rd. Kent Connolly hasn't left the top 3 all day. Started 2nd. Led a lot by inches maybe over Jimmy Todd. But besides that, he has not touched the lead so far today. And a pretty quick car. And we're going to have to keep an eye on the 12.
Speaking of pretty quick cars, Matthew Gibbs has a pretty quick car. Moved up to 4th. And he is right now just tailing along the top 3 here. But he's got a fast car. And look out for him in the end.
Yeah, then back in 5th, that's where you're going to find Joe Kilburn in the Coors Light throwback, I think, to Sterling Marlin. And he's been inside the top 5 the whole day. We actually saw him running in 4th, but then he got passed by the 96 and Matthew Gibbs there. So Kilburn's been inside the top 5 the whole day for the most part.
In the 6th position, it's Mike Schrader moving up 3 positions from the 9th starting spot. Solid car all day. Look out for him in the end. Might come home with a 3rd or 4th place finish.
Yeah, back there in 6th is Eddie Jones. Very, very, very experienced driver. You see him driving the Pennzoil. I believe that's a Chevy Camaro. Yes, it is. He's been started 7th and currently running 7th, so I guess that's his lucky number. Looking to add another 7 there on the end for good Vegas odds.
And 8th is Bruce Pearson, also moving up 3 positions as he's in the number 3. But right now he's got the 67 right behind him, so he's got to get it moving a little bit.
It's actually the 87 of Brian Glass, who's running 9th. Started in 4th, and he has fallen back since then. I think there was kind of a check-up when we got the initial race started on the outside lane. So I think that cost him a couple of positions. But right now, we're riding in 9th, looking to make his way back towards the front.
And looking to move up to ninth is Dode Hoskins, as he does move up to ninth. So moves from 10th to ninth, as we were talking about it.
And look at that starting position. Started way back in 16th, so Hoskins making his way towards the front in that number 66 car. And definitely moved inside now to ninth position. But up front, we have talked about it all day. Jimmy Todd has been your leader, but he's got some company now. Steve Thompson was all over the back bumper now.
Yeah, top three are all right there. If they keep racing like this, don't be shocked if Matthew Gibbs comes spoiling the party.
Yeah, Gibbs is definitely lurking back there like a shark and just waiting for them to make a mistake, and he will capitalize on top of that because he has already started to reel them in. And you can tell the long run speed on that 96 car is looking pretty good tonight. And Jimmy Todd right now still leading the train as they head through turn 1 and 2. And we are actually halfway to the halfway point, so I guess we're a quarter of the way through. Remember, guys, lap number 60. So when you guys get the opportunity to win a copy of NASCAR Heat 2, when we hit lap 60, comment your YouTube username down below, and that'll get you a ticket into our raffle. And for the next 3 races, we're going to be doing that at 3 specific parts of the race, so make sure you guys are tuning along and subscribing here on this channel. As looks like Steve Thompson now looking to make a pass on the lead. I thought he was going to have a run down the back straightaway. And one thing we want to talk about, I think the Old Bastards Racing League has carried over the rule that you can't go below the yellow line or the white line, even on mile-and-a-half racetracks, because we haven't seen anybody touch the apron so far.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if that was a rule for this track itself.
Yeah, well, they had it at Vegas on the front straightaway. Obviously, you couldn't go below the white line, and I'm pretty sure that's just a league rule that is consistent among all their mile and mile-and-a-half racetracks. So I don't think anybody's going below the yellow line here at Phoenix, but if they did, it would create a lot of passion opportunities. Also would create a lot of wrecks, though, so I actually 100% understand that rule, and I think it's a good move. Jimmy Todd, though, with a lot of company now. Matthew Gibbs is pretty much closed in, so it's about as close as he can get. So we are starting to get bunched up here at the front of the field with Jimmy Todd, Steve Thompson, Kent Connolly, Matthew Gibbs, and Joe Kilburn, your top 5.
I think Thompson has the faster car at this point. It's just that he can't get around him.
Yeah, he's trying to find that space to pass. I see what you're saying there. And he's also got Connolly, who's lurking on him. So he's kind of in the defense mode, and he's on the offensive mode. So trying to make a spot, trying to make his way around the Jimmy Todd machine. But I'll tell you what, you got to give Jimmy Todd some credit. We've been talking about how a lot of these other guys seem faster than him, but nobody's been able to make a move on him, and that's a credit to his driving ability. He's been able to stay out front for this whole day, and as soon as I say that, I think Thompson's looking low now.
Nah, not quite.
He peaked down there, and then he kind of gave it up. I don't think he wants to force the issue here on lap 35, but I think he does want the lead eventually.
5th place and 6th place are also closing in on this battle.
Yeah, that's Kilburn and Mike Schrader in 6th back there in the 4 car. So, yeah, you're right. We do have a 6 car train now at the front of the field. If this was Daytona, it would seem like they just got a single-file drafting pack. But we're actually at Phoenix, which is about a mile-and-a-half shorter than that. As here goes Steve Thompson now, looking low on Jimmy Todd. Oh, Todd got really squirrely at the exit of the tri-oval. I thought Todd was going to lose it there for a second, but one thing he does lose is the lead. Gives Steve Thompson the 67 this first spot, and now Kent Connolly looking to take over second from Jimmy Todd. So how about that? Look who's out front.
It's the mule.
Steve Thompson, the 67 Ride TV Toyota Camry, takes over the top spot, and Jimmy Todd falls back to second. But now that 6-car train is really bunched up, and we're going to have some positions shaken up here in just a couple of laps. I can feel it coming. And Jimmy Todd, though, now rides second.
It'll also be interesting to see how they do when they approach lap traffic here in a few laps.
Yeah, I saw a lap car up ahead. I'm not sure. If I had to guess, I didn't get to see if I had to guess, so I would think it's Raymond Castillo because I saw he had a little bit of damage. Actually, I don't think it is because that's definitely not the neon colors that Raymond likes to run. So it looks like a darker color car, maybe even a UPS paint scheme if I'm going to be honest here with you. But yeah, like you said, I think it'll be interesting to see how these guys get around lap traffic, especially on a small racetrack like Phoenix. All right, I guess it's ISM Raceway now. It's going to take some getting used to for me to start calling it that.
Looks like Thompson's starting to check out.
Yeah, and I think that lap car, yeah, it's actually William Keener in the 00, who's on the lead lap, but currently running back there in 21st. I don't see too much damage on that 00 car. So I think he's just running a little bit off pace, though, in the UPS colors. But we'll see how the leaders are able to get around Keener, as they're probably going to approach him here in the next couple of laps. I think we had
So it looks like...
Yeah, I think there was a wiggle between Todd and Connolly, as Keener stays high, gives the leaders the low line. As you see, he's up in the marbles there on the top side of the racetrack. Nobody's really ran up there so far today, and no reason to here at Phoenix. Thompson gets by easily, so does Connolly and Todd. Gibbs is working him, and here comes Joe Kilburn and Mike Schrader. So the top 6 pretty easily able to get around Keener. Of course, he's being very respectful up top, just giving them the low line and not really hurting them too much. So give Keener some props there in the 0-0, not really racing the leaders. But that gives Thompson about a half-second lead over Jimmy Todd.
Makes me wonder if tires under Todd there worn out.
Yeah, I think the long run's not what these drivers love in terms of tires. However, I think Steve Thompson's liked it because he has been able to grab the top spot and starting to run away with it now.
Connolly's still stuck in 3rd. She just keeps moving higher along the track. Just can't seem to get by the 20 of Todd there.
Yeah, I think Todd's a little off pace compared to these top 5 guys. I think Connolly and Matthew Gibbs and a lot of these guys are actually quicker than Jimmy Todd. It's just really tough to pass here in Phoenix, which is making it tough on them. But remember, guys, we are 17 laps away from our halfway point, which is when you can get a chance to enter into our NASCAR Heat 2 giveaway raffle. And the more tickets you get, the better shot you got at winning it. So make sure you guys are following along here as we're approaching lap 60 before you know it. So pretty calm right now. It was getting a little antsy there when we got the top 6.
Whoa! What happened to Connolly?
I was not paying attention, I guess, right there, because I didn't see what happened to him. So let's watch. Going back with Kent Connolly in the 12, I think he thought he was going to hit the outside wall, so he kind of overcorrected it, but he got really loose down there in the 12 car. Luckily, though, he was able to corral it and not go spinning, but he did lose the spot to Matthew Gibbs. However, I think he'd rather lose a spot than lose his race car. So Connolly a little squirrely. Those are the tires, like you were talking about, starting to wear off here at Phoenix.
So now it looks like Todd's maintained his distance between him and Thompson, and
I think it caused a big checkup from third on back with Connolly. I think Connolly just got into the outside wall, matter of fact, maybe on the exit of turn 2 there. So Connolly struggling on these older tires in the 12 car, but look who's in 3rd now. I'm telling you, keep an eye on Matthew Gibbs in the 96. Won the Cup race, by the way, last Sunday here in the Old Bastard Racing League. So make sure you guys are following along there. Joey Geyser, I see you with a very nice comment there, man. I appreciate it. Hunter, he said, hey, Jake, thanks for broadcasting. You and Hunter always do a great job. So I appreciate the love there, Joey. And hopefully we can get you a new copy of NASCAR Heat 2. But looks like Jimmy Todd's running 2nd. Steve Thompson, though, building another 1/10 of a second onto his lead over Jimmy Todd. So Thompson looks like he's about to get another lap car in front of him.
yeah, this is going to slow down Thompson just a little bit, but I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, that lap car is actually the number 135 of Gregory Scott. You see the damage on that car, so not the day Gregory wanted, but looks like he's going to hang high. Actually, might even get into the outside wall a little bit. That was a close call there for the 135, but yeah, Gregory Scott a little bit off pace there in the 135 car. He's going to give way to the leaders, though. So Steve Thompson now put another one a lap down, as the next one we have is actually Dan Ayer in the number 39 number 39 car.
I was about to say the 135 looks like he's got scuff marks on the roof.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. No, I think that's just the number, because it's a 1 at the front of the car. It makes it look a little weird. But yeah, he definitely got into a pretty big accident. I think he was in the first caution, because the second caution we saw was just Dan Ayer in the 39. So I think that first caution was with Ayer. Or sorry, I think the first caution was with Gregory Scott and even the 0-0 of Keener and the 42 of Raymond Castillo. Jimmy Todd, though, is able to get around the lap car. So is Matthew Gibbs. So now Gibbs looking to take over second. Before you know it now, Matthew Gibbs is going to be the second place car. Thompson continues to put him down. I think your mic's doing a little scuffly thing again. I don't know what. Thompson, though, running the fastest laps on the racetrack in that 67 car. Now he has led 14 laps today so far. As we are on lap number 50, and if Hunter's with us, I'm not sure if he is, we have a race summary for you guys there in the bottom left of your screen.
Race summary so far, Thompson leads 49, or about to be 50, laps completed of the scheduled 120 here at Phoenix, or ISM Raceway. 3 lead changes and 2 cautions for 7 laps, but
it's actually been a really, really good race so far today. We've had the cautions early on. We were getting our long green flag run now. So I think we're getting in the mode where we're about to have some green flag pit stops coming up too there, Hunter. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But now look at the difference between Thompson and all the way back there's Jimmy Todd as you got Dan Ayer in the middle there. He's going lap down. Steve Thompson, though, putting down a pretty fast pace here. He's lapping these guys left and right.
Yeah, got a bunch of lap traffic in front of them.
I see you guys asking how do we receive the copy and everything. Basically, we're going to do the ticket raffle. Probably Monday night is when we would do it. And we're going to pull a winning ticket. We'll give that guy 1 day to reply. And once he replies, we're just going to go ahead and ship the actual game to his house. So it would be a physical copy.
Or her.
Or her. All we would need would be the address so we could ship it to you or wherever else. And then... yeah, you would get a physical copy of the game. It hasn't even been opened. It's brand new, still in the wrapping, still in the plastic. So definitely want to give that away to one of you guys, and we look forward to it. As Thompson now puts another guy lap down. It looked like it was the 18, I believe, there. Right behind him of Rick Mason. Yeah, that's Rick Mason. And the Ford Mustang there. So not the day Rick Mason wanted. He's a little off pace as well, so... A lot of these guys just getting strung out in the back of the pack, and I don't think they anticipated this run to be as long as it has been, so it's actually hurt them.
Yes, and this long run also shows the speed that the 67 of Thompson has.
Yeah, Thompson now checked out to over a second advantage over Jimmy Todd. So Matthew Gibbs, though, right on the back bumper of him, and there's Ken Connolly in fourth, so Connolly's not giving up there in the number 12 car. We got a lot of lap traffic. I see the 97. I think we also have pit stops starting to form up. I see some guys hitting pit road. So here we go. I think we got pit stops, green flag, pit stops in the next couple of laps here for our leaders. Yeah, here we go. Thompson's down on the pit road right now. So here comes the 67 of Steve Thompson. So give Jimmy Todd the advantage now. He'll lead. Right behind him is Matthew Gibbs, and then Ken Connolly. I bet you these guys are going to come in right now because they don't want to lose all the track position that they're about to lose over Steve Thompson. So watch for these guys. Ooh, look at that. Matthew Gibbs was all over the back bumper of Jimmy Todd. I bet you want... Oh, look at that.
Whoa!
Rick Mason. Lap car Rick Mason with a big wiggle down the back straightaway. About flipped over my desk. I got so excited there. 18 looks like he's actually pitting right now. So Rick Mason's coming down pit road. I think Todd's staying on the racetrack. Yeah, a lot of these leaders actually staying on the racetrack. I thought they would have came down pit road as soon as they saw Steve Thompson come down pit road. So they're losing some time right now on the 67 shade, unless they can somehow get a pretty fast pit stop. And
a lot of the lap cars are.
Yeah, I think everybody's pretty much on pit road right now, with the exception of. Like the front 3 drivers. So Eddie Jones is in, Joe Kilburn in the 40. Whoa, look at Kilburn. The 40 car actually had a little bit of damage on the left rear, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that because he was running inside the top 5.
Might have been from the lap car.
So it looks like Todd's actually still on the racetrack. So our top 3, Todd, Gibbs, and Connolly, still running on the racetrack. Haven't pitted yet, as we're 2 laps away from lap number 60, guys. Want to remind you, lap number 60 is when you guys get the opportunity to comment your YouTube username down below. And you will get a raffle ticket for our NASCAR Heat 2 giveaway. So make sure you guys are ready here, as we got 1 lap approximately. And so we hit lap number 60 here.
Really surprised that these leaders are staying out as long as they are.
Yeah, and we see it all the time, especially doing these races. When the first guy pits, by the time the green flag pit stops cycle around, he is so much further out in front of the rest of the guys who pitted later. So I thought when Thompson came in, it would have generated all the other drivers pretty much further back to pit. But Jimmy Todd's actually stretching his lead over Matthew Gibbs right now, so I'm not sure if these guys are, I mean, I could be wrong here, but maybe saving fuel, trying to stretch out the green flag run as long as they can. But here we go, guys. Lap number 60, so get your fingers ready to type your YouTube username down below for one raffle ticket for our NASCAR Heat 2 giveaway. Make sure you guys are hitting the chat right now.
Type, type, type.
So, Hunter, I'm going to have you with your eyes on the track and letting them know what's going on the racetrack, because I'm going to have to pay attention to chat here and write down these names.
Not a problem.
Looks like Todd.
Gibbs leads the halfway point. Yep. Or actually Todd, excuse me. It's actually Connolly's starting to struggle a little bit. I don't know if he got passed by Schrader or not. I think he did. So far, Todd's still leading. Gibbs all over the bumper. I mean, he's really closed the gap, and it looks like Todd's going to pit, and yes, he is. So Matthew Gibbs takes over as the lead car. So I don't know where the 12 of Connolly went. I think he might have pitted also. Just looking at the ticker here. Probably is the case, but so far, Gibbs still has not pitted yet. Very interesting strategy that he's trying to play here. So there's Thompson in the background, and Gibbs now goes to pit row, so Thompson will be back on the lead lap. Not really sure who our leader is at the moment. So actually, I was right. Schrader should be the leader, or he is about to get his lap back.
Yeah, I think I am back. I think I got some names down here. I think we had NASCAR guy, Joey Geyser, Grantson Racing, KPS, Jimmy Strickland. Hanky Pink sent a question in the chat. I'm not sure if he was trying to get an extra ticket or not. So Hanky Pink, let me know if you're trying to get an extra ticket, because you're supposed to type your username. However, if you're a little confused there, I can go ahead and get you a ticket anyway. So let me know there in the chat. Trying to cycle around with you. I was trying to watch two things. I saw pretty much everybody else pitted, right, with the exception of Mike Schrader. I think he's still on the racetrack.
I think Schrader pitted. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Well, let's look at the lap times. Last lap, 29:31, compared to 29:26 of Thompson. So, I mean, he's kind of on pace with Thompson there. So maybe he did pit. I think you're right. But Schrader is going to be shown as your leader. And I guess the only way we'll find out if he pitted or not is if he pits in the next couple of laps here. That'll be that giveaway. So we're going to watch our four-car Mike Schrader. Or you know what he might have done, actually, and what might have worked out for him, is he might have pitted even earlier than Steve Thompson did. So that's how he gained all the position.
Maybe.
Because you also got Eddie Jones back there in third, and we haven't talked about him. He was running back there where Mike Schrader was.
Interesting strategies here at Phoenix, or the ISM, or whatever you want to call it.
So I see Hanky Ping. Okay, I got you. Grantson Race, are you sure? Because I can leave you in the raffle. I mean, even if you have the game, you can get another copy for free. I mean, it's up to you. I understand what you're saying there, though. But
Thompson goes back to the lead.
So let me put an extra one on there, 2 for Hanky Pink. So right now we got 2 tickets for Hanky Pink 001, 2 tickets for NASCAR Guy, 2 tickets for Jimmy Strickland, 1 ticket for Grantson Racing, and 1 ticket for KPS so far. And our next ticket entry will be on lap number 120. So you guys do the same thing, lap 120. When we hit the stripe, you guys, to finish the race actually, you guys go ahead and comment the username of your channel. I'll throw you guys on there, and you guys can get an extra ticket here for the raffle. As Steve Thompson takes over the top spot, and Mike Schrader falls back to second. With all this raffling going on, I forgot we still got a race here at Phoenix.
Yes, Thompson now starting to pull away from Schrader.
And Thompson stretches out the lead, about a half second over Schrader. But then look at third place. Eddie Jones is like a straightaway behind these guys. So those guys who pitted later, like Matthew Gibbs and Kent Connolly, they lost so much track position to our leader. Matter of fact, our second place runner, Jimmy Todd's all the way back there in 8th now. And he's 10 seconds back from the leader.
This is why I don't like drivers waiting 5, maybe 7 laps and then pitting.
Yeah, you can see all the track position they lose. Matter of fact, Thompson, let's look at the lap times, maybe see if they're faster now that they're on fresher tires. Thompson's latest lap, a 29.19. Let's go Jimmy Todd's latest lap, a 29.12, so he's only a couple hundredths faster. I mean, he's not going to gain 10 seconds back by being a couple hundredths faster than the leader, so we're going to have to keep an eye and see if anything will happen here for our leaders. Or if we have a caution anytime soon, but right now, lap 70 on the board. We're within 50 to go, and it's starting to get down to business. And matter of fact, Steve Thompson, Mike Schrader, Eddie Jones, your top 3. Those are, well, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but let me just say it had to include age. So I'll just leave that out of the commentary there. But yeah, Schrader now running second. Eddie Jones, and then Pennzoil. Chevy Camaro, I haven't talked about him too much today. He's running third. He's been in the top 10, I guess, for the whole race. And obviously he was on the backside of the top 10, but still, now he's moved up into third, and he's got a pretty sizable difference over him in the 4th place car. Of course, he does have a 7.5 second gap to our leader, Steve Thompson. So we're going to have to see how that works out. And then how about this? Look who's running 4th. It's the 14 of Paul House. We saw him, I mean, he like clobbered the wall, I think on the 2nd or 3rd lap of this run. He got into the outside wall pretty hard there, and he had a ton of damage. And then I guess it looks like he got most of it fixed. Obviously, the right front still got a little crinkle to it, but I think he did bring it out pit road a little bit earlier than the leaders and got that car a little bit repaired. So that gained him some extra track position. So now he's inside the top 5 on a car that we thought might have been out of the race because he hit the wall a ton there in the 2nd lap of this run. But how about right behind him is Matthew Gibbs, and then also Kent Connolly in the 12. So that's your 5th and 6th place runner. However, I don't think it's going to stay that way for too long.
That last lap, it looked like Gibbs was going to get him on the outside, but something just didn't go. Now Gibbs is going to try the low line.
You know what? It looks like Matthew Gibbs has a little bit of damage on the right front of that car. I thought maybe I was seeing it wrong. No, there's definitely a little bit of an indent on the right front fender of the 96. I don't know if you guys can see it on your screen, but yeah, Matthew Gibbs definitely must have gotten into the outside wall or got into another driver. You know what? He has right front damage, and the 40 of Joe Kilburn has left rear damage, so that makes me think maybe those guys got into each other getting down on the pit road or at some point on the racetrack, because those two damaged areas of the cars kind of coincide with each other. So I think Matthew Gibbs and not Kent Connolly, Joe Kilburn might have made some contact with each other.
Ooh, Gibbs on the outside.
Yeah, and I think he's got a much faster race car than the 14 of Paul House, so he's going to be able to easily get by him. I thought he was going to bring Kent Connolly by with him, but I think Connolly in the 12 is going to try to go on the outside of the 14 too. Oh, wow, look at that!
Oh, Connolly!
No, that's the 14 of Paul House. He goes spinning. Oh, that's going to bring out a caution.
Boy, that thing is junked.
Yeah, as Hunter, your mic's doing the thingy again. But yeah, we do have a caution out here. That 14 just got wicked loose out of nowhere, it seemed like. Middle of the tri-oval. And he just got super, super loose in the 14 on the exit of the tri-oval. That thing went dead sideways. And I mean, he hit the inside wall a ton, man. Got that car airborne. You saw some wheels getting off the ground there. I mean, that's a pretty hard impact there for the 14, and that might even end his race, and that's a tough break there for Paul House. We were just talking about how he got into the wall a little bit earlier in the day and was bouncing back, and then that unfortunately happened to him. As you see, now you got some guys heading down pit road. I think pretty much the whole field's coming down to get some fresh tires. Got Steve Thompson in, Mike Schrader, Eddie Jones. So how about the strategy of Schrader and Eddie Jones getting into 2nd and the 3rd? Now the caution's saving them, so they're going to be on the same strategy as the leaders, and they're probably not going to lose any positions.
Yeah, it's a really, really good strategy right there.
So Thompson stopping in his box. Schrader and Eddie Jones are in. Matthew Gibbs, Kent Connolly, Jimmy Todd, Joe Kilburn, everybody's coming down on pit road to get some fresh tires here. So we're gonna see if we can watch a little bit of the race off of pit road. And it looks like Thompson's easily going to be able to take the win from pit road. So he'll come out first. Second, Mike Schrader. Third, Eddie Jones. Fourth, Matthew Gibbs. Fifth, Kent Connolly. Just a nose over Jimmy Todd. So that's your top 5 as we get set to restart here. With less than 50 laps to go, we're getting down to the end of this race.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see with fresh tires if the 4 and the 19 can run up front with the 67.
Yeah, I want to see what their speed's going to be compared to the leaders. Obviously, we got a lot of lap cars. As you got a little bit of like a scrubbing going on in your mic. I'm not sure what it is. It sounds like it's just like rubbing against something. But Steve Thompson does take over your top spot. Or I guess he's been in the top spot now for, let's see, 31 laps. And that's including the green flag pit stops where he lost the lead going into pit road. So Thompson's going to be first, second, Schrader, and then third, Eddie Jones. So some experienced drivers towards the front of the field. And I think we got some wave around cars. Yep, go ahead.
We have a question here from Joey Geyser, wondering what the track temp is.
That's a great question. I'm going to let you actually answer that when we look at our track facts here. We are in the Old Bastards Racing League Xfinity Series, the DC Solar 200 racetrack. How about a mile .013, and then track temp is sitting at 111, altitude 957 feet, and you can do the weather.
The air temperature right now is balmy, 84.6 degrees. The track temp is 111.6 degrees, hot enough to cook an egg or two. 33% humidity and clear sunny skies here in Phoenix, Arizona.
And looks like we got the wave around cars going by that include Brian Gavin and such. Steve Thompson, though, is going to be our leader as we get set to restart here, starting second. Mike Schrader. Third is going to be Eddie Jones. Fourth, Matthew Gibbs. Restarting fifth, Kent Connolly. Sixth, Jimmy Todd. Seventh, Dode Hoskins. Eighth, Gary Corbett. Haven't talked about him in the 88. Restarting ninth is going to be Bruce Pearson. And how about 10th, Brian Glass in the 87. So who's your pick? 42 laps left. Who you got?
42 laps left. It's hard to go against the 67 of Thompson, and that's kind of who I'm going for here. Yeah, 67 of Steve Thompson.
And I think if anything's going to help them, it's having Schrader and Eddie Jones behind them because they haven't shown the speed yet. I mean, the key word there is yet, but we're going to have to see if they're going to slow down the guys behind them, or if they even keep up the pace with Thompson and maybe even take over the lead as the pace car is in. Steve Thompson gets the green flag. He's on the gas. Good restart by Mike Schrader on the outside lane, too.
Schrader? A nice run going into one.
Oh, he's got the 96 of Matthew Gibbs was practically pushing him down into the corner. He's all over the back bumper. Matthew Gibbs wasted no time there in the 96. Oh, look at that. He was getting a little antsy there with the 19 of Eddie Jones. They're still going after it side by side for third. Gibbs hanging hard on the outside of that Eddie Jones as they exit turn number 4. He's going to have a run down the front straightaway, so move Gibbs into third. Connolly back there in fifth, all over the back bumper of Eddie Jones too.
Gibbs gets in the line, and now he can kind of control his tires a little bit and save him for when he moves up.
Joey Guy just said 67 got her in the bag. I think, I don't even know. I want to say I agree with you, but you never know. These races have so many twists and turns to them that you just don't expect. So the exit of turn 4 now. Gibbs continues to run third in line right behind Thompson and Mike Schrader as they enter down into turn 1.
Schrader's all over the bumper of Thompson.
Yeah, we questioned if he was going to have the speed. However, he has not let Thompson even get an inch away from him. As I say that, though, he loses a little bit of ground on the exit of turn 2. But still, Schrader kind of sticking with Steve Thompson. I'm interested to see what happens if Matthew Gibbs can get up into second. It is getting tight up front. You got about 5 or 6 cars that are just nose to tail. And now Connolly dumps low. Thought he was going to try to make a pass on Eddie Jones, however. For fourth, decides better of it. And look at that, man. They're like nose to tail when they exit turn 2.
Gibbs trying to get around the 4 Schrader. Not peeking out yet. Oh, Schrader!
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that save from Mike Schrader. He went down onto the apron. I mean, he was dead sideways. Hey, he just
what a save!
We're gonna have to. I have to play it again, guys. I'm sorry. That was one of the crazy. Now we gotta caution. So this is a replay of what happened with Mike Schrader down at the turn 3. I think he got onto the brakes a little bit too hard, and man, that car just went dead sideways, and then he just saved it, acted like nothing happened, and then we had a caution. I wonder where the caution came from. I wonder if that had anything to do with Schrader. Oh, it did. Look at that.
And
Schrader and Eddie Jones got into the outside wall. Wow, look, nobody else got involved, though. That's pretty impressive. Everybody else just got right by him. But, man, what a couple of corners there for Mike Schrader in the 4 car. That is crazy. That is crazy. Wow.
I still can't get over that save from Schrader.
That was crazy. And we are under our 4th caution now today with 36 laps to go. Man, this has been one of the better races we've seen in a while here.
Yes, it is. And I'm looking back at the live feed on YouTube. Looked like the 19 bounced off the wall and got into the 4 of Schrader there.
Yeah, I'm replaying it myself too. Yeah, I saw him get into the outside wall, and then just no place for these guys to go, and they just got tight on the exit of turn 4. However, nobody else involved other than the 19 of Eddie Jones and the 4 of Mike Schrader. So how about that?
Tires, tires, tires.
Yeah. Steve Thompson's in. Does he bring... No, look at that. Matthew Gibbs actually stays out. So does Jimmy Todd. Gary Corbett's in. Kent Connolly, Mike Schrader. Those guys all coming down pit road. So is Eddie Jones. Bruce Pearson stays out. Craig Hawkins goes in. I mean, we got a couple of differing strategies here on pit road. How about that? Steve Thompson, that leads the guys that pitted. He leads them down pit road. Did he miss his pit box? No, I guess he stopped just in time there. I thought maybe he missed it. You see the Eddie Jones machine pulls in right behind him. Thought maybe Eddie Jones would have stayed, been in pit road for a little bit longer period of time there. So how about this? You got Jimmy Todd running second. He stayed out on the racetrack. So did the 96 and Matthew Gibbs. I'm gonna wait till they cross the stripe so that we can get the restart set up and let you know who stayed on pit road or stayed out of pit road. But yeah, Matthew Gibbs stayed out. Jimmy Todd in the 20 looks like he stayed out as well. A couple others back there that we're going to want to get to. I'm waiting for them to cross the stripe here. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you leave a like on this video down below. And don't be afraid to type in the chat. We're interested to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys have thought of the race so far. It's been, in my opinion, a very, very exciting race. And we've had a lot of action going on. So I definitely don't want to miss you guys in the chat. Matthew Gibbs was obviously the first driver who stayed out. So was Jimmy Todd. Pearson stayed out, and I think that was it, actually. Just those 3 cars stayed out that were on the lead lap. The other 2, I think that's Paul Smith and the 97 and a couple other guys, they were actually lapped down. So we only got 3 drivers who stayed out on the racetrack. We're going to have to see how this works. But also, this is the first time Matthew Gibbs has had nobody in front of him. He's in the lead.
Yeah, I'm real interested to see drivers who stayed out, including Matthew Gibbs, how fast they are compared to Thompson and others that pitted.
Yeah, and Joey Geyser brings up an interesting point in the chat. It is a very slick racetrack right now. So with a 33-lap run potentially to end the race, why wouldn't you want the clean tires? I mean, your old 8 to 10 lap tires, they're not gonna fare as well as your new tires are, especially on a racetrack this slippery. So we're gonna have to watch for that and see how these guys hang on to it. I mean, you just saw probably the most experienced driver of the field, Mike Schrader. I mean, he went sideways going into turn 3. That doesn't happen too often.
Joey Geyser in the chat here saying 8 to 10 lap tires versus new tires for 33 or 32 laps on a slick track. I'd like new tires. I agree with him.
Yeah, you got Matthew Gibbs, Jimmy Todd, and Bruce Pearson. That's your top 3. All 3 of those guys on old tires. Steve Thompson's going to restart 4th. 5th, Kent Connolly. 6th, Gary Corbett. 7th going to be Dode Hoskins. 8th, Brian Glass in the 87. Restart 9th, Craig Hawkins in the 23. I haven't talked about him. And then restart in 10th, Joe Kilburn in the number 40 car. 33 laps to go here at Phoenix. We're going to have to see who can end up in victory lane and get a victory here in the Old Bastards Racing League Xfinity Series, the DC Solar 200. Should be a very, very exciting race.
I'm looking out for Thompson on this restart.
Well, I'm gonna watch Matthew Gibbs. Green flag is in the air. He's on the gas. He's got Jimmy Todd, Bruce Pearson, and Steve Thompson chasing him down as they enter turn number 1. Looks like Gibbs is almost able to clear Jimmy Todd. Not quite. The 20 comes fighting back hard on the outside. Oh, look at the move. Jimmy Todd went low now on Matthew Gibbs. However, that's not going to help him too much. He's just going to be able to fall back in line now right behind him. So Gibbs continues to lead. Todd runs second, but he's got Steve Thompson all over him in the 67 car. Single file for right now. It won't stay that way, though, because I bet you these positions are going to start shaking up. Kent Connolly trying to get around Bruce Pearson on the older tires. Also, Gary Corbett back there in the 88 moving up through the field. But up front, with the 96, Matthew Gibbs continues to show the way, and it's got a familiar sight behind him with Jimmy Todd in the 20, who led the first part of the race, and then Steve Thompson in the 67, who led the second part.
Thompson looking on the inside.
Yeah, it's all Thompson looking low on Jimmy Todd, so they're side by side through 1 and 2. Thompson on the fresher tires probably going to get the advantage over Matthew Gibbs. And they enter through the tribal now on the backstretch, which you don't hear that too often. I don't think you hear that anywhere besides Phoenix. Looks like Thompson might have the position as they enter turn 3.
Yep, clears Todd.
Yeah, move Thompson into second now. And I think, well, what I was about to say, Joey Geyser just put it out in the chat, but I think Gibbs and Todd running second and third before the caution. I think they anticipated a lot of other drivers to stay out with them. Maybe like, well, like Geyser said, 8 to 10 drivers. And then that would have changed everything. Then you had a big chunk back to the guys with fresh tires. And that would have helped Gibbs, but that just wasn't the case. You only had 3 stay out with Gibbs, Jimmy Todd, and then the 3 of Bruce Pearson. So I don't think the strategy is going to work out as well as they hope to. However, the 67 is Steve Thompson reeling in Matthew Gibbs pretty quickly here.
Matthew Gibbs really running high in the corners.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get on the gas as much as he can and get that car rolling on the outside of the track, or even the inside of the track. But 67 of Steve Thompson is just reeling him right back in.
I mean, Gibbs runs really wide.
Whoa, that was close. That was close through turn 3 and 4.
Shuts the door on Thompson for the moment.
Shut the door on Thompson, but it also made Thompson check. Oh, we got caught. Yeah, I saw him crashing in the back on the exit of turn 4. That was a little bit further back in the field. Oh, wow, it was Mike Schrader again, it looks like. So we're going to have to see what happened here. But yeah, Mike Schrader once again looked like involved in another caution here. Not sure.
Not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened either.
I saw like smoke. So I think maybe it was even in front of him or what. Oh no, he's definitely sideways, it looks like, here on the exit of turn 4. Might have gotten into the outside wall or might have just lost it. Wow, yeah, look. Schrader for the second time tonight just gets extremely loose. Hits the inside wall a ton on the exit of turn 4. That car goes spinning. And then I think he got hit by somebody else.
Nah, I think he's good.
Maybe. I don't know, he's coming up. Nah. No, you think you're right. Yeah, everybody else actually able to get by him. So, solo car spin for Mike Schrader, man. It's not been the 4 cars day. He has been the root of 2 cautions we've had now. As I want to see these guys actually decide to head down pit road. So I had to get a camera up front. What do you think? You know, on the old tires, you pit or you stay out? It looks like Gibbs is actually just staying out and sticking with his tire. Wow, look at that. Gibbs stays out. And Thompson from second place brings everybody else down pit road.
I would have pitted if I were Gibbs.
I don't think he thought anybody else behind him was going to pit. And he's left alone on the racetrack now. Look at all those guys on pit road.
That's an interesting decision.
I think he's going to be a sitting duck right now at the front of the field, unless he pits on the next lap around the racetrack. So Thompson's in, Jimmy Todd's in the number 20. We saw the 12 of Kent Connolly. There's the 40 of Joe Kilburn, 87 of Brian Glass. All these drivers heading down pit road. So now you see the 19 of Eddie Jones stopping in his box right behind Steve Thompson.
I don't think Gibbs is going to pit.
So there you go. You got Steve Thompson out, Jimmy Todd right behind him, and Bruce Pearson. So Pearson really played the strategy game quite well because he stayed out there at last caution, which gave him all that track position. Now this yellow flag gives him the fresh tires he needs, so he'll be right up front with the leaders again.
Same thing with Todd. A couple cautions before this, Todd was backing around 7th or 8th, and then as the cautions flew, he started playing the strategy along with the 3 and the 96, but he pitted under this yellow and it got him back in position to maybe win this race.
So look at it. It looks like Matthew Gibbs is sticking with his strategy, but he's actually not alone this time. There's one other guy who stayed out right behind him, and it was the 18 of Rick Mason who we saw go a lap down earlier. So I don't know if Mason's going to have the speed that Gibbs has, but he's going to be on the old tires right next to him. So that's going to be your top 2 as we get set to restart here. It looks like we got something for Hunter in the bottom left.
Oh, look at that. It's a race summary. The leader right now is Matthew Gibbs, and 96 of the scheduled 120 laps have been completed. 8 lead changes and 5 yellows for 17, about to be 18 laps.
Yeah, and the 5 cautions in this race so far have been, like, pretty, I want to say spaced out. I know we had a long green flag run where we had pit stops, but didn't we have, like, we had 2 in the beginning. Now we've kind of had 3 back-to-back-to-back. So with 24 laps left, do you think we get another yellow?
I think we do, especially with the front 2 of Gibbs and Mason on the older tires. It's going to be quite the battle with the cars behind with fresher tires.
Well, we got 22 laps left to go when we get to green flag there. Hunter, if you want to take us through our first couple of guys restarting.
Yeah, and Matthew Gibbs, the leader of the race, is going to restart on the inside line as Rick Mason starts along him on the outside. And behind those guys, Steve Thompson starting third with the fresher tires, along with Todd. I don't know his name. Jimmy Todd, going to restart fourth. And Jake, you can take the rest.
Yeah, you got Bruce Pearson restarting 5th. 6th going to be Kent Connolly. 7th, Brian Gavin, who got the waiver round a couple cautions ago. Restarting 8th, Dode Hoskins. 9th, Gary Corbett. And then 10th, Joe Kilburn, so he's sticking around in that 40 car.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out, and Matthew Gibbs and Rick Mason lead him down into turn number 1, but Steve Thompson right on the back bumper of the 96.
Boy, Mason going really high there.
Yeah, I think Mason just doesn't have the speed in that car, especially on older tires, that he needs. So he's probably going to drop a lot of spots as they're getting really racy back there. I see almost 3 wide back there with the 40 of, I thought that was the 40, yeah, of Joe Kilburn. Looks like they sorted out there. A couple guys go way high on the racetrack. Up front, though, it's a battle between our 2 guys that we've been watching all day long, Steve Thompson and Matthew Gibbs. And then right behind them in 3rd, Bruce Pearson now making his way into this mix. And then you got the 18 of Rick Mason all over. Thought he was going to lose it there for a second. And the 18 car, he's dropping like a rock right now. He's outside the top 5 already, and he restarted 2nd. A lot of battling going on outside the top 5. These guys are racing hard. We're getting down to 20 laps to go now at Phoenix. And we got a race up front between old tires of Gibbs and the new tires of Steve Thompson.
Thompson to the inside.
Looks like he's looking on the inside. There he goes. I don't think Gibbs stood a chance really too much there. Gibbs is going to give up the inside. Thompson now looks like he slides a little bit off the yellow line, but doesn't affect Gibbs because he was way up on the racetrack. So move Thompson into the top spot. Gibbs back to 2nd. He got a little squirrely on the exit of 4 there. And then running in 3rd, well, it was Bruce Pearson, but it looks like he's under attack from Jimmy Todd now on the 20.
Todd couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, he looked on the inside, then decided better of it. That's the 4th place runner. 5th, Kent Connolly. And we got a battle for 6th between Brian Gavin, who actually just got into the outside wall. Oh, look, he got into the back bumper of Kilburn. They go crashing down into turn 3.
Watch out.
33 goes around. Everybody piling in now.
Big wreck. Oh, my goodness.
Let's get a replay in on that. That was getting crazy there for a couple seconds.
That's what Matthew Gibbs needed.
Well, we saw that they got, until the 33 of Brian Gavin actually hit the outside wall on the exit of the trial. We're right here. Yeah, he gets into the outside wall. That set that car loose, and then I think he forgot to brake because he was too busy hitting the outside wall. So he actually got into the back of the 40 car, and that's the 40 of Joe Kilburn, sent him spinning through turns 3 and 4. Kilburn gets into the outside wall pretty good there. And then Gavin just goes for a slide. And then look at the 88 of Gary Corbett. He gets clipped by the 19 of Big Jones right behind him. And he goes sliding into the 33 of Brian Gavin. So a 3-car wreck here, as everybody else manages to find their way around it. Brings out our 6th caution of the race. And it looks like they're already pitting. I want to see if Gibbs decided to pit. No, he didn't. He's actually staying out. Gibbs is staying out. Steve Thompson's staying out. So pretty much everybody besides the guys outside the top 10. The top 10 are still out on the racetrack on these old tires now. And for Matthew Gibbs, the really, really old tires.
I'm really shocked that Gibbs hasn't pitted, but then again, his strategy, I believe, is just staying in front and waiting on these yellows to happen because they keep happening.
Yeah, I saw in the chat earlier someone said that cautions breed caution, and that's pretty much been the case so far today. We've had yellow after yellow after yellow now for 4 in a row after having a great green flag run right in the middle. So, I mean, if you're a fan of racing, you've had pretty much everything you wanted in this race alone. You've had your green flag runs, green flag pit stops, you've had your yellows, you've had your big wrecks, you've had your battles for the lead, you've had your different strategies, the drama, you've had everything in just this race alone. And that's just the excitement that the Old Bastards Racing League just puts on week in and week out here, and it's really fun to watch here up in the booth with Hunter Sleppy. Guys, like I said, we've been doing a little contest today, or a raffle, I should say. Lap 1, we let guys comment their username, and when they commented their username in the chat, that gave them a raffle ticket for our NASCAR Heat 2 brand new copy. Lap 60, which was halfway through the race, they did the same thing, got an extra ticket into the raffle. If you're just now joining us, don't worry, you haven't missed out yet. Lap number 120, the end of this race, so when we get the checkered flag, go ahead and comment your YouTube username down below, and you will get another raffle ticket into our NASCAR Heat 2 brand new copy giveaway that we're doing here on this channel. And we got 15 laps till you guys can get an extra ticket. The giveaway will be Monday night, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because we got a race tomorrow morning here in the Cup Series for the Old Bastards Racing League. And then Monday night, we hit the joinaps.com Truck Series, which is where we will give away the actual copy of the game. So make sure you guys are following along here, subscribing and liking the video, and also, more importantly, commenting and getting all the raffle tickets you can. The more tickets you got, the better chance you got to win.
Maybe we'll get the one to go this time. And we do.
Yeah, we get the one to go. We got Steve Thompson up front. Matthew Gibbs going to restart second on really, really old tires. Restart third, Bruce Pearson in the 3. Restart fourth is going to be Jimmy Todd right there in the 20. Fifth, Kent Connolly. Sixth, Dode Hoskins. Seventh, how about Raymond Castile? Eighth, is going to be Mike Schrader. Restart ninth, David Desjardins in the 95. And then restart in 10th, Brian Glass in the 87. So we're starting to see a lot of guys we haven't even talked about today make their way into the top 10, and some of them actually had some accidents and some cautions getting up to this point.
Boy, I don't know if Gibbs can hang up front much longer. Then again, hasn't really been using those old tires as much as we thought we would see.
Man, I'm really excited. These last 15 laps are going to be action-packed, and I'm looking forward to it. Pace car is off. 15 laps to go here at Phoenix. Steve Thompson takes the green flag, and we are racing here at Phoenix.
Oh, Gibbs beats him to the line.
Not sure if that's going to be a penalty or not, because Thompson was the leader, and I mean Gibbs practically cleared him before we got to the start-finish line. But then again, if he went within the restart box, there is no reason that a penalty should be issued there. But we're going to keep an eye on that. However, Matthew Gibbs able to grab the top spot now. Look at that battle for third. Bruce Pearson and Jimmy Todd have been going after it for the last 20 or so laps, and they are door slamming each other almost as they exit turn 4.
Todd's going to take the position away from Pearson.
So move Todd now into third. Pearson back to fourth. I thought I saw somebody blowing up back there.
There was smoke in the back.
Yeah, there's definitely somebody blowing up back there. I'm seeing if I can get a name on it. I think it might have been Paul Smith in the 97. Then again, I could be wrong there, but look at the battle for the lead. Thompson all over the back bumper, and Matthew Gibbs on the exit of turn 4. And here comes Jimmy Todd in the 20. So how about the 3 differing strategies of Gibbs, Thompson, and Todd? The 3 different manufacturers of Chevy, Toyota, and Ford, and then just the different races all 3 of these guys had. One led the first part, the other led the second part, and then the third, Matthew Gibbs, has led the final and third part of the race, but who will lead when the checkered flag flies on lap number 20?
I don't know. It's too close to call, but the 3 cars joined in this party.
And Thompson actually fallen back a little bit on Matthew Gibbs. And these tires, I mean, after a certain point, they start to even out no matter how many laps you got on them. And I think we might be getting to that point of the race, or the point of the run. As I say that, though, Thompson comes firing back on the 96 of Matthew Gibbs.
Gonna take the 10 to go this time, bye.
Gibbs runs a little bit higher up on the racetrack. We've been watching that all day long. Then he cuts down onto the bottom, kind of diamonds the corner. He will lead this lap here as we got 10 to go at Phoenix. Todd, though, kind of creeping in on Steve Thompson a little bit for second.
Still don't know if the 96 of Gibbs is going to get. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the stream fired back up. I don't know what just happened. Everything just shut off on me. I don't even know if we're streaming right now or not.
It just shows the picture.
Fix your mic real quick. It shows the picture, okay. Okay, yeah, so I think we're firing it back up here, guys. Don't know what just happened, which really, really sucks. We just had, like, stream just basically blasted off and shut off on us. However, for the raffle, don't worry, guys. We will be right back here. I'll give you guys another opportunity to get your entries back in if we had missed the end of the race. I don't even know. I'm trying to catch the race myself here. We're trying to get back into it. That really, really sucks. That really sucks. And it was starting to get good, man.
Oh, yeah. Race is probably over by now.
I know. It's loading me back into it. It's taking a little bit. As soon as we get in, I hope you guys will too. Okay, here we go. And the race is not over, it looks like. We get this the stream back connected here. Are the scoring system set up again? I think it's getting close to getting set up. Okay, they're getting ready to take the white flag right now. I can show you guys that. We don't have our scoring set up, and we don't have our paint schemes loaded either. Steve Thompson, though, is your leader. So, guys, I know this is a little messed up, but we're on lap 120. So if you can, go ahead and comment down below your username so we'll enter you into the raffle. The black car up front is Steve Thompson, I promise you. It may not look like it, but it is. And the white flag is in the air. So through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, Steve Thompson on the exit of turn 4. Looks like he's going to go ahead and celebrate in victory lane. Steve Thompson wins at Phoenix. Well, this wasn't the way we expected it to end in terms of the stream.
No, it was not.
But Thompson did end up winning. This is the first problem I've ever had streaming live, which really sucks. I mean, it could have came at a worse time, but you know what I think I need to do is let me just reset up this really quick, and we might have some scoring set back up. Oh man, what just happened?
Oh boy.
I know, this is probably looking awful right now on the stream.
I wonder how this is looking on the stream.
Sorry, guys. I want to get them the results, though. That's the real reason I'm trying to get the score and set back up here. Yeah, it looks like we got results. Look at that. Yay. I don't think these are the right results.
Yay!
There they go. Yeah, now we got official results. Now we got official results. Okay. Oof. So that wasn't fun. So let me see who we got for the we got KPS. Joey Geyser, NASCAR Guy, and Jimmy Strickland. I'll throw all you guys into it. So we got KPS. We had NASCAR Guy. We had Jimmy Strickland. Was there anybody else? And Joey Geyser. Okay. You there, Hunter? We got a copy?
Yep, 10-4, 10-4.
Oh, man. Okay. That really sucks. Obviously, it's not the way we wanted the race to end. But you know what we can do? I think we can actually get Steve Thompson in here. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Because he did end up winning our race today. Hey, Steve Thompson. It's Jacob Bell up in the booth. You got a copy? Let me try it one more time. Because right now, we're not having any luck. Sorry, Steve. Can't hear you right now. I think it's a problem on my end. Let me check if there's anything I can do here. Oh, my God, bro. This is awful. Steve, you got a copy?
I got you, Jacob.
Okay, yeah. So we were having so much fun up here in the booth and watching the race. It was awesome. And then 10 to go, we've had my first ever technical difficulty where we lost everything. But we got back in time for the last lap, and we were able to see you take home the victory. Tell us about your race, man, because that was very, very exciting. That was one of the best races we've seen up in the booth.
Thanks. Yeah, this Ride TV Racing Toyota Camry, it was awesome. It was hooked up all day. It was, everybody raced so good. It was a lot of fun. I thought there at the end, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get around Matthew Gibbs, but he had like 10 laps on his tires, and he beat me on the restart. On that last restart.
Yeah, we were there. We saw that. We saw the restart. Gibbs got ahead, and
yeah, and so I just kept staying there. I was on fresh tires, and I got up underneath of him, and then I was able to take off. But it was an awesome race. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank Ride TV Racing. I want to thank Mike Schrader for helping me get to this point in my career. And also, anybody wants a great league to come race in, come see OBRL.racing.
Yeah, and we had lots of viewers, lots of interaction on this broadcast. We were actually giving away raffle tickets for a new copy of NASCAR Heat 2 for Xbox One or PlayStation. So a lot of people got to watch the race. It was a lot of fun, and congrats on the win.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys, for watching. It means a lot to us. And thanks, Jacob, for broadcasting. You're doing an awesome job.
Absolutely, man. And, guys, that was Steve Thompson, winner today here at Phoenix. What a fun race. Hunter, I think we can go through some results here.
Yes, we can. Starting out with the winner, Steve Thompson, coming home with the big trophy. Second place, Matthew Gibbs on older tires. Very impressive finish. Jimmy Todd, third. Bruce Pearson, fourth. Fifth was Brian Glasson.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fifth was Brian Glasson, 87 there.
Yeah, sixth was Dode Hoskins. Seventh, Eddie Jones. Eighth was Joe Kilburn. Ninth, Rick Mason. How about running out the top 10? Dean Ayer in the 39.
Okay, 11th was Gary Corbett in the 88. 12th was David. How do you say that name?
David Desjardins.
David Desjardins, 12th place. 13th, rookie Gregory Scott in the 135. 14th, Ed Carpenter Jr. in the 29. And in the 00, William Keener finishing 15th.
Yeah, we had 12 guys finish on the lead lap, but finishing 16th, Kent Connolly. 17th, Mike Schrader. Rough day for him. 18th, Raymond Castile. 19th was Brian Gavin. And then 20th, Craig Hawkins.
And rounding out the field, 21st, Paul Smith. 22nd, Paul House. And 23rd, Charlie Beaupre.
So that was how they finished here tonight, guys. And more importantly, this is how they finished in the raffle ticket. Well, I can't say more importantly because the race was pretty epic today. But the raffle, we had Hanky Pink with 3 tickets for today. The NASCAR Guy also with 3 tickets. Jimmy Strickland with 3 tickets. Grant Sim Racing with 1 ticket. KPS had 2. And then Joey Geyser had 1. So you guys will all be entered into our raffle. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Tuned in for tomorrow morning. We will be back with the Old Bastards Racing League and the Cup Series here from Phoenix. And make sure you guys are following along. At 11:30 is when we'll start that broadcast. And thank you guys for joining us. It's a lot of fun up in the booth. For Hunter Sleppy, I'm Jacob Bell. Thanks for watching.